Alrighty, well, happy Monday, everybody. It is last week of September. It looks to be a gorgeous week ahead of us. So let's have a little fun this morning. We have a quick warm-up loop, and I use the word quick. We're going to do a loop. It's only 6 exercises, so we're going to do it twice, and it literally is just to get the blood flowing, joints lubricated, muscles ready to go. Fairly simple, effective day. We'll have a shoulders, our 3-way shoulders with a right oblique. Then we'll have a right leg thing. We'll have our biceps with our left oblique, left leg thing. And then we have a little exertion finish. We started last week with the exertion. We're going to start with it this week with the exertion. Anyhow, let's get warm and loose. You've got your 10 regular squats, right? Hips, 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 booty, 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 right? Hips on the regular squats for 10. Those toes should be able to wiggle. That doesn't mean your toes are up. And also, I don't want you directly on your heels, but I want you flat of your feet. 10 regular squats. You've done them thousands of times. 10 regular squats. I'm not saying it so you go faster, just so we get a nice good warm-up loop. 10 standing scissors. Lengthen those things you just activated on your squats. 10 standing scissors. Breathe and focus. Remember, these things are meant to increase blood flow, increase heart rate, increase oxygen levels, get things moving. 10 wide squats, hips, 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 hips. Wide squats are not sumo squats, and sumo squats don't have to be wide squats. Let it just be wider than a regular squat. Sumo squats, they look like this when you get down there, and they normally have a little bit of load. So wide squats is a position, sumo squats is an exercise. After your 10 wide squats, 10 standing runners. You had your flexibility squats, and now you have your mobility exercise. Elbows to knees, not knees to nose on your 10 runners. And again, shake it off. We'll have our 10 narrow squats. I'm not saying these things so we go faster, you guys, but we have a warm-up loop. This thing, we'll do it twice just to get awake, get the blood flowing, get the body moving. 10 narrow squats, those hips, 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 glutes, glutes, glutes. Eyes for your posture. When I say the word thighs, it's a leg exercise, not a back exercise. You'll then go into your Jack LaLanne's. Lengthen. I do want you to think stretching on your Jack LaLanne's. You need to stay engaged. It's not flop over, stand up. It's lengthen, stretch, get tall, and breathe. 10 Jack LaLanne's. I don't want you to go faster, but we're going to repeat the loop. So those 6 exercises times 2, 120 total movements. When you're done, don't go faster, but get this thing done. 10 regular squats goes to your 10 standing scissors. Hips, booty, eyes, thighs, posture, breathe, move, get warm, get loose, get funky, get awake. 10 regular squats, 10 standing scissors. And again, I don't expect you to be there just yet. I always want to be a little bit ahead of you. Today's rhythm, that's why I need to wake you up. Today's rhythm is actually going to be a little bit down for a little while. If you ever find yourself waiting, either slow your movements down or stretch for a second. 10 wide squats, and then your 10 standing runners. So in the workout today, you can always do some jumping jacks or split jumps in between things if you find yourself waiting. You can always stretch for a second if you find yourself waiting, or you can just slow movements down. 10 wide squats, 10 standing runners. Runners is elbows to knees, not knees to nose. Mobility. When you get done, you're going to go right into your narrow squats for the last time today, and your Jack LaLanne's for the last time today. You are not squatting, so our warm-up loop had our squats and our movements to get everything ready to go. 10 narrow squats, hips, 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 glutes, 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 posture, breathe, legs, not back. 10 narrow squats, 10 jack la-lanes. Make it big, huge reps. Fairly simple warm-up loop, and it literally was just to wake your body and your brain up, so I didn't start so slow. That was the ultimate intent. And of course today I'll try my best to be a little bit ahead of you. But if you find yourself waiting, slow your movements down or add some stretches. Just don't fall back asleep. We have our 3 different shoulders to do twice. You should all know this routine, but I don't expect you to memorize it, right? We're gonna do our anterior deltoid front raises on the first set, and then on the last set eventually, separated by all of our obliques. So, round 1 is 15 arms straight, and I literally want your thumbs pointing up. When your thumbs are pointing up, it really helps you get your anterior deltoid. You're gonna get some pec minor. You're not trying to use your biceps. Your biceps love to help out this motion. So does your neck, which is your upper traps. 15 arms straight, thumbs up, front raises. You gotta get at least eye height. I don't need you to go above your head, but if you go a little higher, don't do it because of momentum, do it because of activation. We're gonna do our 3 different shoulders done twice. And of course, when I do our shoulders pulling, sometimes I say you can do raises. These would be shoulder raises. 15. Set 1, 3, and 5, you're gonna have your left hand standing obliques. Set 2 will be double lateral leg lifts, and set 4 will be hip dips. And that's just for sheer rhythm and some changes. 25 right obliques, standing so you don't have to get up and down a million times. Left hand, you are getting pulled to your left. You're gonna load that right, and of course you need to activate on these standing loaded obliques. 25 reps. So today you're gonna hear me talking and educating. You can always mute me if you want to. We have our shoulders pulling with our right oblique circuit. We'll then do a right leg circuit. We'll then do our biceps with our left oblique circuit. And then we'll do a left leg circuit. And then we have a nice good finish to your workout. After those standing obliques are done, elbows are slightly bent, and I want your thumbs to point in front of you. You've done lateral raises, but when I do shoulders pulling, I'm not really concerned with your hands. Today I want that finite motion. Thumbs pointed in front of you, elbows stay slightly bent. I'm trying to get your middle deltoids, not your upper traps. Your upper traps are used all the time. I'm trying to get your deltoids. Thumbs point in front of you, elbows stay slightly bent. I would love it if you could get at least eye height, but don't do it because of momentum, do it because of strength. 15 lateral raises. When you get done, you will be on the ground on your right side up, double lateral leg lifts. I'll try my best not to have you guys go up and down a million times, but there will be a couple of them. Right side up, double both legs, lateral leg lifts. You do want to have a nice, good, strong base. I don't want your upper body to move. This is a lower body or hip motion oblique exercise. 25 right obliques. You've got 5 sets of them. Take your time. or there is an exercise called the Turkish get up, and that actually is an exercise where people train themselves to get off the ground without creating momentum. So you can honestly say, and I say this to a couple people, getting off the ground is actually an exercise. It's just a pain in the butt. When you are done with the right side up double lateral leg lifts, you're gonna get low, booty, 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 posture, posture. Thumbs are pointing down. You wanna reach out, not back. And this one, I don't want you to think about having a lot of motion. This one, you just reach out. Don't worry about getting so far back there. That's a trap exercise. I want your rear deltoids. You've got a teres major, teres minor. You've got your spinatus muscles. We're trying to use those, not your traps. So arms are straight. Don't bend and straighten. It's not about getting way back there. It's about getting out. 15 rear delt raises. And then you'll do your standing obliques again. Rounds 1, 3, and 5 are standing. Round 2 and 4 will be on the ground. Let's kicker. Deltoids is the muscle on your shoulders. Your upper traps is what connects your back to your head per se. So we're trying to get your deltoids. And unfortunately, everything else wants to help out. Left hand, right obliques, standing, loaded obliques. Breathe and focus. 25 reps. Again, I'm not saying it so you go faster. Today has a nice good rhythm. I want to keep you awake because it's a slow rhythm for a while. After your standing obliques, you're going to do 8 rear delt raises. Maybe it's heavier, maybe it's not, but I want your deltoids. That's why they said rear delt raises, not back rows. 8 rear delt raises. You are reaching out, not necessarily back. Thumbs are pointed down. 8. You'll then be on the ground, right side down hip dips. And again, you've done those before. If you despise them, feel free to do right side up double lateral leg lifts again. Right side down hip dips. Your down side of your body is pushing your body up. It's the only pushing oblique. You can push something away from you like a ball throw, but you can't really do a pushing exercise with your oblique unless you're doing this. 25 right obliques. This is set number 4 of our 5. Again, safely get on and off the ground. There is no rush. And pat yourself on the back because there actually is an exercise that trains you to do so. I don't do it very much. It's a very slow technique. When you get done, you're going to be on your 8 lateral raises. You're going to stand tall. Your thumbs are pointed in front of you. Elbows are slightly bent. 8. You'll then be on your last standing oblique. Now, in the future, when I say shoulders pulling, right, you have your upright rows, and you have any of these shoulder raises. Normally, I don't talk about the thumbs and the hands and the position, because I'm just looking for the pulling exercise. However, you guys are all really smart people. Shoulders pulling, you can add those if you want to. Last right oblique. It's your 3rd set standing. Left hand, right oblique. Tick, tock, tick, tock. No rush. Breathe and focus. When you get done, we have one more shoulder raise, and that's the anterior, or known as front raise, for 8. And then we're going to do a right leg circuit. You will So you got your 25 standing obliques. I'm not saying it so you go faster. Remember today, if you find yourself waiting, especially on the legs, stretch for a second or sweat for a second. After those 25 obliques, thumbs up, arms straight. I want you to get at least eye height, not because of momentum, because of your strength and your activation. 8 front raises. Breathe and focus. When you get done, I'm going to go through 5 different right legs. Weight is kind of optional. I would love it if you held weight somehow, some way. We've done a couple workouts of weight progressions and weight distribution, so that is not today. Today I'm just going to give you all the right legs. I would love it if you held weight. Between each leg, it's okay if you stretch for a second, or if you want to do high knees or butt kicks or jumping jacks, to sweat for a second, because this is going to be a little slow. Right leg not moving, stationary reverse lunge with a knee drive. 20. We have 5 different 20s. Right leg is going to be working the whole time. It doesn't mean your right leg is moving the whole time. I would love it if you had some weights. You don't have to. 20. Right leg not moving. Left leg is moving. Stationary reverse lunge with a knee drive. And now remember, I'm going to give you exercises. I want to always be a little bit ahead of you. If you have a nice slow tempo, you're going to consistently get the circuit done. If you find yourself cruising along, stretch for a second or sweat for a second. When you get done with your right leg stationary reverse lunge with a knee drive, your right leg wasn't moving. You're then going to do right leg stationary forward lunge. Your right leg is moving. Now remember, I don't want you going back to back to back to back to back. It's okay if you stop and stretch it out for a second. You know you're going to have plenty of time to get your workout done at your pace. 20 right leg steps in front of you. Stationary forward lunge. Step, load, push. Step, load, push. Your quads turn on more in stationary forward lunges. Your hamstrings turn on more in stationary reverse lunges. I would say stationary reverse lunges is glutes first, hamstrings second, quads, but you do get a good fair amount of all 3 of them. Stationary forward lunges is quads first, then your glutes, then your hamstrings. And remember, I don't want you to hurry. 5 consecutive but different legs. You can rest your hands as you need to. You can stretch for a second as you want to, or sweat for a second as you want to. When you're done with your stationary forward lunge, right leg balancing, right leg lengthening, stiff-legged deadlifts. A lot more hamstrings on this one. Right leg is loaded. You are lengthening a contracted hamstring and glute. You've got that really good posture. Make sure you stand all the way up with your butt. Right leg balancing. Stiff-legged deadlift. 20. Breathe. Think about, I was going to say, think about the balancing component of the exercise. Think about the lengthening component of the exercise. Hamstrings are really going to activate on this one. You do get your glutes. You don't get very many quads. And again, the combo, right leg stationary reverse lunge was a good set to get those joints returned on. Stationary forward, you added that load and that push. And here's that load and that pull. And we're not in a hurry. Remember, when you get done, it's okay to rest your hands for a second. Set 4 is right leg stepping laterally. Right leg stationary lateral lunge. If you have 1 weight, I want it down in the middle or under chin. If you have 2 weights, One goes in, one goes out. It should be fairly natural, but a lot of people will put 2 out or 2 in, or should be a nice good position. Right leg, lateral, lunge, step, load, and push. Definitely gonna get quads. However, your outer quad and outer hamstring and upper and outer glutes turn on more on a lateral lunge. Step, load, push. Step, load, push. Now, stationary lateral lunges is the pushing, walking lateral lunges, pulling. So there's a walking version of this. We don't do it very often. It does require a lot of load, a lot of focus. After the right leg stationary lateral lunge, remember you can rest your hands, you can stretch for a second. If you have room, you're going to do 2 steps forward, 2 steps backwards. You're going to see it here in a second. And if you don't want to do that, you can repeat any of the legs you've done. The last set, you're going to mix in both. Walking forward, right leg steps forward for 2. We've done this only once. And then your left leg goes behind you, but your right leg pushes you back for 2. 20 total walking forward, walking reverse lunges. We've done it once, and that was a couple months ago, partly due to space. I hope you all have at least 2 steps. You can safely step forward and safely step back. If you don't, then do any leg you've already done, as long as your right leg is working. And no, it sounds corny, but I know people that literally have an 8-foot box they work out in. I'm seeing somebody with a 4-foot wide box. You're fairly narrow. Right leg, 2 forward, 2 backwards. You've already done your shoulders pulling 3 different ways with your right oblique. You just did your right leg. We're going to have 3 different biceps if we have the tools to go with our left obliques. We'll then have our left leg when all that is done. And then we're going to crank it up to finish off the workout. So it is a little slow and tedious. When you are done with that right leg, you're going to do our 3 different biceps. Again, if you have the tools. If you don't have the tools, just do the reps of your biceps. Set 1 and eventually set 6 is going to be your hammer curls. 15 hammer curls. After your 15 hammer curls, I don't expect you to remember the circuit. Your right hand, left oblique standing is next. We have our 5 left obliques. You have 3 different biceps done twice. 15 hammer curls. Remember, if you don't have the tools, if you only have a bar, or you only have a cable, or you only have a plate or kettlebell, hold what you can hold and do your biceps. But after your 15 hammer curls, you're going to have your right hand standing loaded obliques for 25. Tick, tock, right hand, left obliques, focus and breathe. Tick, tock, tick, tock. Don't be in a hurry. Get it done. These are not magical workouts. They're actually really good for you. A little education behind them. A little mindset on a Monday morning. Wake that brain up. A nice, beautiful week. One more little stint of sun. After your standing obliques, you're going to be on hammer curl with a twist. I want an exaggerated twist. I don't want you to hit your face. Hammer curl with a twist. So yeah, my elbows did move a little bit. I don't want you way up there, but I don't mind a nice good motion, a nice good twist. I know it's corny. I want you to exaggerate the motion. 15 hammer curl with a twist. Breathe and focus, stand tall. So I don't want a little twist. I want you to exaggerate that twist. Right, Tom, you're fly fishing. You had to exaggerate that twist so the wind didn't take your fly away, right? You had to exaggerate that motion. Hammer curl with a twist. And Brian, you have two little girls, right? You're going to exaggerate that twist as you start whooping on those boys in a couple more years, right? Exaggerate that motion. I'm getting ready. I tell you what, I'm getting ready. Keep those young whippersnappers in shape. Your left side is up on your double lateral leg lifts. Left side is up. Breathe and focus. No rush. I don't expect you guys to remember the routine. Some workouts will let you do any obliques. Some I want you to follow the progression. It's kind of funny, all the people, not all the people, the people that have come back in here, they just beeline it right to the hyper-extension machine, the cable rotations. Like, no more double lateral like this. 25, left side is up on your double lateral legs. Remember, there's no rush to get on and off the ground, safely get up and down. Get your body in the right position. I promise you the final circuit wheel dial it up a little bit. Round 3 and round 4 is going to be your open wide biceps. This round is 15 open wide biceps for the long head bicep. And then you'll do your standing obliques for the second time. And then you'll repeat these for 8. So like your shoulder routine, round 3 and round 4 is the same motion. Maybe it's a different weight because it's a different rep. The education behind the biceps, you have a short head bicep, the outer bicep, a long head bicep, the inner bicep, and you have a brachioradialis that runs from your shoulder to the middle of your forearm. So there is a reason we're changing the angle and the motion. Round 3, after your 15 wide biceps, your right hand standing, left oblique working. 25 reps. Breathe and focus. Tick, tock, right hand, left obliques. Focus and breathe. Again, I'm not saying it so you go faster after your standing obliques. I do want you to wake up a little bit. You'll be on your 8 open wide biceps, and then you're going to be on the ground for your hip dips. And again, not so you go faster. Let's start waking that body back up again. We'll have a left side circuit legs coming, and we'll have a nice good finish to your day. 8 open wide biceps. Stand tall, breathe. Long head bicep is working more on the open wide. Short head bicep works more on the hammer curl, the twist. Brachioradialis works more on the hammer curl. There is a reason. 8 open wide. And then left side down, hip dips. We've been very steady, very consistent in this workout. I hope you haven't had to rest very much. I know you're going in faster. We're going to turn that dial up soon. Keep your eyes on the prize. Monday morning workout, baby. After those hip dips, not saying you should be there. Safely get up and down. Don't be in a hurry. You'll be on your hammer curl with a twist. And I want you to exaggerate that motion on the hammer curl with a twist. Breathe, focus, hammer curl with a twist. 8 Then you're gonna be on your last left obliques. Your standing left oblique for the 3rd time today. Again, I just want to be a little bit ahead of you. 8, hammer curl the twist, right hand, left oblique, standing, loaded. Now I hope as time has gone on, I know when I say obliques, I do see a lot of these. Please do double lateral leg lifts and hip dips and side crunches. And if you think you're gonna be home longer, I'm gonna have everybody go buy a band so you can tie it to something like a doorknob. And then you can start doing rotational obliques. It unfortunately requires a tool and a nice strong base. Dax learned about a month ago that if you tie a band to the hanging ab machine and you pull it hard enough, it will fall on you. So you need something that won't fall over. Fortunately, he wasn't hurt. After your standing obliques, you're gonna have your 8 hammer curls. 8, stand tall on your hammer curls. Was it magical on the shoulders and biceps today? No. Hopefully a little education if you cared. Subtle differences versus just doing a bunch of biceps and a bunch of obliques. When you are done, whatever you did weight-wise on your right leg, please do it on your left leg. So if you held weight earlier, hold weight now. You'll have your left leg not moving, stationary reverse lunge with a knee drive. I'm not saying you should be there, but here comes our left leg circuit, just like we did the right leg circuit. That way you're balanced. We're then gonna get after it on our next circuit. Left leg not moving, stationary reverse lunge with a knee drive. That knee drive keeps your left glute activated, and you have that balance component, and then you have your right anterior hip component. So there's a lot of good reasons to do the knee drive, not just to be a jerk. 20, left leg not moving, stationary reverse lunge with a knee drive. Remember, I do want to keep a similar pace to the right, but I'm also trying to wake you guys back up. When you get done, don't go fast. Left leg stationary forward lunge. Your left leg is stepping, loading, and pushing you back. I just want your brains to wake up. So when we get to that last circuit, you're rocking and rolling. Left leg stationary forward lunge. Step, load, push. Step, load, push. Breathe and focus on your 20 left leg reps. Again, that first exercise is a safe way to incorporate the legs. I know we warmed up a little bit, that was earlier. The second one, now we have this load. The third one is that balance with that load. Left leg balancing, left leg lengthening. I'm not saying to go quickly, right? When you get done to the stationary forward lunge, it's okay to rest your hands for a second. It's okay to stretch for a second. The third exercise, left leg balancing, stiff-legged deadlifts. They are never called straight-legged deadlifts. And I know if you Google straight-legged deadlifts, you'll probably see them, but then hopefully you see the asterisk that they are not called straight-legged deadlifts. They are stiff-legged deadlifts. So the stretching version of a deadlift. No rush. Balance. Load. Lengthen. Pull. Breathe. And we are not in a hurry. When you're done, and I'm not saying you should be done, I just want you to wake up those brains and bodies. You'll shake off those hands and stretch as you need to. You'll have your left leg lateral lunge, step, load, push. I'm only saying it so you know what to do when you get there. Step, load, and push on the stationary lateral lunge. 5 consecutive different leg exercises, 100 total legs, which is nothing for you guys. You have the right leg circuit, you have the left leg circuit with a nice little warm-up loop of legs and mobility. Step, load, push, breathe, and focus. Stationary lateral lunge. Remember, it's okay to rest your hands. It's okay to stretch that body for a second. It's okay to refocus. When you're done with that stationary lateral lunge, your last legs of the day, again, preferably we do the 2 steps lunging forward and then the 2 steps lunging backwards. Your left leg steps in front of you on the walking forward lunge. The right leg steps behind you on the left leg walking reverse lunge. Remember, whenever I talk about the leg, I'm always talking about the working leg, not necessarily the moving leg. The last one, if you did it earlier, do it here. 2 steps forward, 2 steps backwards. Step, load, pull, step, load, push. As you finish off this circuit, I want to start talking about the next so you guys can get to it and get it done. And I'm not yelling at you. I want to give you some energy to get this last circuit done. Last week, we started the week with an exertion circuit and legs. Today, we're going to start the week with an exertion circuit with our upper body. I also want to use the word load. Okay, load is either time or physical weight. If you have something heavy for your chest press, please use it. Last week we did a lot of push-ups on the 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That was last week. You have an always 10 chest. So if it is push-ups like I'm going to do, it's push-ups. But if you have dumbbells that are heavier or a bench press that is heavier, I want load. And I also want you to think body position. I don't want you to have to get up and down a million times. So if you're laying on a bench or laying on a ball or push-ups, not laying on your back, you're going to get up and down easier. Always 10 push, heavy chest. Always 10 pull on our lat pullovers. So again, you can lay on something like a bench, ball, ground on your lat pullovers. And then we're going to go up by 10 on our exertion. Our exertion, running, high knees, butt kicks, jumping jacks, split jumps, jump squats, all the hard stuff, right? Exertion. We're going to go up by 10. However, it's my mother's birthday, so it's going to be 10, 20, 30, 40, 65 is the very last thing you're going to do today. You're welcome, Mother. Good morning. Happy birthday. So, 10 heavy chest push, 10 lat pullover, 10 on your exertion. And then you're going to go 10, 10, 20, 10, 10, 30, 10, 10, 40, 10, 10, 65. Because it's Monday, and we can. And it's rewarding, and you might not like me right now, and that's okay. So here we go. If you already started, awesome. What I don't want you to do is lift fast. That is not what I ever want. However, 10 heavy push, 10 heavy pull, 10 on your exertion, it gets you back on your pushing pretty quickly. So round 1 and 2 and 3 are fairly upper body focused. 10 and then 10 lat pullovers, and then you're gonna do 10 on your exertion. Jump squats, split jumps, burpees, high knees, butt kicks, jumping jacks. And if you really want to, You could stay on the ground and do scissors, runners, swimmers if you really wanted to do other things besides exertion. So 10 push chest, 10 pull back, 10 on your exertion, and then boom, you're right back on your push. 10 push chest, 10 pull lats, and then 20 on your exertion. Remember, I'm trying to give you some energy. I'm trying to wake up that body. That's why I'm yelling and talking fast. I want you to go at your pace, your intensity, your focus. Round 1 and 2 and 3 feel like it's a lot of upper body. That's why it's only 10. Round 4 and 5, we definitely should have an increased heart rate. So round 1 is in the books. 10 chest, 10 back, 10 exertion. Round 2, 10 chest, 10 back, 20 exertion. I do want high knees, butt kicks, jumping jacks, split jumps, jump squats, burpees, all those things. But if you really want to do scissors and runners and swimmers, V-ups and toe touches, if you want to do your quicker abs, I would be okay with that if you really want to. Partly because of body position. You have to lay on something on your pullover. Whether you lay on the ground, ball, or bench is up to you. So that means you're going to have to get off of something somewhere. Pushing chest could be laying on something, or push-ups. Again, I want you to go at your pace, but I never want you to lift fast. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 20, 10, 10, 30, 10, 10, 40, and then because it's my mom's birthday, 10, 10, and 65, and then you can all be done. You might as well, right? Monday, fun day. Get it, get it, get it. And again, when you lift on your 10 chest, put yourself in a hard, challenging position or use some heavy weights, but please be safe. 10. Lat pullovers. Well, you got to lay on something, ground, ball, or bench. 10. But your exertions, runners, high knees, butt kicks, jumping jacks, burpees, split jumps, jump squats. You could do pulsating squats. If you really want to, you could do your kind of quicker abs, scissors, runners, swimmers, V-ups, toe touches. If you wanted to do those things, it will change your pace a little bit. 30 high knees and 30 V-ups are very different. But I wouldn't mind if you mixed it up a tiny bit. When you do get done with this, please make sure you spend a little time recovering before you go off to work and take a shower and sit down and start working. When you finish off with high heart rate circuits like we're doing, I want you to recover for a second. Most of you are either on round 3, in round 3, finishing round 3, maybe starting round 4, and that depends on the position you put your body in during your lifts and the exercises you choose on your exertion. Your pace comes from minimal rest or no rest or more rest, right? Your pace comes from the lack of rest. So round 3 is 10, 10, 30. Round 4 is 10, 10, 40. And then the last round is 10, 10, 65. Get it? I know it's odd, but now you know why.